Last night, speaking of statements, Chris Paul and company shocking many by going up in the series, but unfortunately losing Chris at least for Game 6. He's officially now out with the hamstring injury that kept him out of the final minutes of that game. But for Mike D'Antoni and company, life goes on. The Rockets a win away from the finals.
We'll play exact same way. Just one other option that is pretty good, obviously, and we don't have that, but other guys are going to have to play. We have to play well, and we have to play better. We have to shoot the ball better, and just different things. But it will not change anything that we do or how we do it.
Business as usual. You know, guys got to step up and make plays. Obviously, Chris has been playing extremely well. You know, hopefully, a speedy recovery, which I know will happen. An opportunity like all year long for guys to step up and take advantage of an unbelievable opportunity.
I'm going to look for ways to get even better than yesterday, and I was definitely like to hit a couple of threes that I had great looks on yesterday. But we can get better as a team, and like I said, Chris is that's a very tough loss, and but I still think we always find ways to win during the season.
Well, there's a lot of drama. We wanted two great series. We got it. And we've also got a lot of conversation now with that injury to Chris Paul. Welcome inside our studios in Atlanta. It's Game Time presented by State Farm. Casey Stern, the Hall of Famer, Grant Hill, and Hall of Famer in my mind, Rip Hamilton. Let me ask you guys about this, because clearly you guys know how much of a competitor you both do personally that Chris is. Everybody kind of just sat there with their stomachs ripped sinking watching him get injured last night.
Oh, it was very tough to see, just when you look at the history of his injuries, especially in playoff situations. But he pretty much willed this team to victory last night. I mean, even at the end of the game, when you seen that he hurt the hamstring, he had a little conversation with the trainer, and he's like, pretty much, let me finish this game out. But hopefully he has a speedy recovery and is able to come back for Game 7.
I mean, look, hamstrings, this is not usually an injury you come back right away. We've already seen Ricky Rubio, for example, be done for a series and do a team in with it. Game 6, is this a punt Game 6 and all the marbles for Game 7? Hope that we can get 80% of Chris Paul maybe a few days from now?
No question. They announced he'd be out Game 6, as you said. Game 7, get a lot of treatment between now and then. Hope he can be back. I will say this for the Rockets. They've played a lot of basketball this year without Chris Paul, and they played well. Now, they're not playing against the Golden State Warriors teams during those regular season games. But, yeah, this team is going to still try to go out there and compete. But it's going to be tough because Chris Paul has been huge on both ends of the floor. And his leadership, his presence, I think his team feeds off of that. So he'll be missed in Game 6. Hopefully, he'll be back for Game 7.
Rip, you look at two things that absolutely have to happen if Houston's going to win somehow and surprise. I think everybody, the line's double digits at this point, I believe, to open. When you sit there and you look at Eric Gordon, who now takes that role of CP in the lineup, and James Harden, you figure, got to do a lot better than what we saw from him in Game number 5.
Yeah, I think the most important factor in the game is for Houston to get in transition. Because if they try to play a half-court set, Golden State can really load up on James Harden. And Eric Gordon got to be the same aggressive basketball player he's been all playoffs. He got to be a scorer. But I'm looking to see who else is he going to bring in, because he's shortened his lineup in playing 7 guys. Is Joe Johnson going to get some time out the floor to be another playmaker on the floor? But Eric Gordon got to go out there continuously, get out there in transition, make plays, and continue to be aggressive out there. If he can do that, James Harden can get in transition, knock down the open three. Good things can happen for Houston.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, we're going to get into this series a little bit more now, handing this game to Golden State. But just to touch on it specifically with the injury, if you're sitting there on Golden State, you can't let yourself mentally drop whatsoever and think this is going to be easy because CP3 is not on the floor.
No question. You have to really, you have to seize the day here. You have to take advantage of this opportunity, same kind of focus, same attention. Look, the bottom line, you lose this game, you're out. And so this is a veteran team. It's a team that's had their backs against the wall a few years ago against Oklahoma City, down 3 games to 1, fought back. So this team has some character, but they're going to have to come out and play. Houston is still a very good team. And look, I even said, I hope Chris Paul is back for Game 7. Yes. I said that earlier, because I'm assuming it's going to be a Game 7. Houston's going there to win the game. So, Golden State has to be prepared, has to be focused, but they have a golden opportunity here to get some momentum and try to force a Game 7.